All right, I'm going to take this opportunity because it's been probably a week or two of just not really being very much into taking care of my body. Um, so I've let myself go a bit. Last night I ate some, I ate at a buffet. It's been at Golden Corral. I'm down visiting my dad, and they've got a buffet, a Golden Corral down here, and all the buffets in my area have been closed since COVID, so I just let myself go. But it wasn't only always that too. A lot of drinking and stuff going on. But I'm getting back into gear, and I wanted to take the opportunity though while my body is in the condition it's in now, and it's not in horrible condition. It's not the worst I've ever been, and for me, the body aesthetic isn't something that I'm necessarily going for, but I certainly know when I feel better. I'm typically in a better shape, carrying less weight, basically, and not as much hanging out the side. This isn't a trying to shape and sculpt my body in any way, shape, or form. I just feel like I move better in a certain physique with a little bit more toned. I carry my weight differently. So, to be specific, when I started working out or trying to get into better shape, get a little bit more athletic, to do more athletic things, I was at 185, 190. I was pushing to 190. I'm 5'9", and then I was trying to get down to 174 pounds because that was what I'd kind of grown up with into my 20s as a typical weight for me. And then once I got down to 174 just by exercising and reducing my alcohol intake significantly, and I mean really just those two things. Once I got down to 174, without trying, I started slipping down even further and got down to finally at 155. So probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was at 155. Now I'm back up to 165. I haven't weighed myself today. I haven't weighed myself for the past couple days, but probably like 168 or so. So I'm still creeping up to I'm still under the 174, which is fine as far as my goals were concerned. But now I want to start dipping back down. Not necessarily, maybe at the 155, but not necessarily. But at least get my body to what it felt like then. I can certainly feel the additional weight that I've gone through. And for me, it's about, again, that feeling, the mentality of it all. And the body is just a cue for me, a physical cue just to tell me that I maybe need to lose weight or not lose weight or move more or train something a little bit better, more than I have before. But anyway, so what I wanted to take the opportunity for was to give myself and anybody who wants an example of trimming or what just regular exercise can do on this form specifically, what that does and kind of the steps that get me there. So I want to take the opportunity to do some progress videos rather than post them in a regular thing on a regular basis. What I'll probably do is just post them all, compile them, and then, or not post them all, record them all, save them, compile them into either one long format, or maybe I'll post them in separate after the fact. Anyway, so this is day one of it all. If we're going to look at the date, it is the 19th of September, 2022. So first of all, what I want to mention is the little beer belly thing going on. And part of that is posture. So a big thing that I like to take away from one of the biggest things that I've taken away from just being more attentive to my body and figuring out what makes me feel better in movements and makes me feel more flexible and confident is the posture piece of it. So I never really thought of it before, but I would just walk. This is my standard, natural, comfortable posture, which as I've been visiting my dad, I noticed he has the same posture. He's got a big beard, really. But he's got pretty much the same physique as me otherwise, but it's comfortable in the sense that I don't have to do anything about it, but it really accentuates this. At the end of the day, I'm putting a fair amount of pressure on my lower back here. It's not bothering me now because I don't typically stand like this, and I don't have the aches and pains that I would usually have when I've done that in the past. Just walk like this, not thought about it. But this is like the first part of thinking about your body and being intentional with the things you do, even with your posture. So with this, rather than, a lot of people talk about sucking in your gut, like sucking it in so you don't look like it's sticking out anymore. But once you stop sucking in, you can feel, or you can almost hear that in my breath as I suck in. I'm literally flexing my abs right now, and my back hasn't changed at all. That posture's still there. I'm probably going to be a little bit more served, but I can't flex my abs all day long. I could, but I'm going to forget to. And it's not really solving anything. All you're doing is flexing and sucking in. But if we take our posture and focus on lifting up our rib cage from our hips, my gut is going to go in all the way. I mean, it's giving it room to stand. This isn't really I suppose a natural resting position, but it's not really how we should be standing upright and using our whole spine. Where by doing this, I'm not paying attention to my movement. So if I lift my spine, or lift my ribs away from my ribs away from my waistline, just lift up, and you see how my back straightens immediately. It's a completely different form versus this versus this versus this. And I'll raise my arms. This versus this. If you look at my back, that straightens out, and I've got a strong spine going through. This here, I'm not flexing or anything like that. I'm just lifting my rib cage and lifting my rib cage from my hips, and this gives me a much stronger posture. I can move around. I can, whatever. Versus this, where when I start moving and shifting, it's not very controlled. I'm just letting weight kind of slide from one area to the other. Versus here, where I'm moving that weight one way or the other. I'm using my core to do that. I'm not flexing right now. I'm just lifting my rib cage. So that's the first step of it. And then from there, we talk about the posture. Make sure your head is back. It's gonna be hard for me to talk and describe that, but let's see if I shut up for a second. Just make sure that neck's straight going through. My chin is about the same, and it's not an uncomfortable stance at all. It brings you, for me, it makes me feel a little bit more powerful, I guess is the word you want to use. In control, certainly. I'm far more in control of my body at that point. So that's just something I wanted to point out. And then, show off this physique as it is. And as hopefully, if this goes well, and I keep up with it, which I should, I don't have any reason not to. What I will see and you will see in this is that this starts trimming away. This is going to kind of come back down. If you look at some of my older videos from the summer when I was doing a lot of workouts every day outside, it's a completely different form, I think. Maybe not completely different, but it's certainly, my face has certainly rounded out in the past couple weeks or so. It's hard to tell with the beard, but it's there. I can feel it. But yeah, so that's just a good old introduction to that. A little bit of posture, definition. So again, not great posture. All you gotta do is lift your rib cage. Down, up. And there's the difference. Maybe I'll do that little rib cage demonstration. Post that separately beforehand. See how I feel about that. All right, bye.